It seems that what God does is he has some phases, 3 phases, really. And the first phase starts with Exodus, really. Let's start there. Survival. The people have to be totally dependent on him. Okay? And, all through the 40 years, it's people fall away, all sorts of stuff happens, right? I think Exodus is the longest book in the Bible. It's a big one. But God's training them, he's raising them, taking them to their promised land, going the long way. And so they're at the survival stage. What I'm getting to here is that their promised land is not Eden. They're still in the fallen world. And what I think that mankind does, because they don't realize they never fully get it, is that they think they can create the new Jerusalem. And not that, because God, that's the opposite. So this is what God does, because he already knows that everyone, no matter if it's in Exodus or it's today, he knows that this is the mindset. So just realize, see, as it says here, the test, that all of it is a test. Not to damn you or anything. It's the test is, are they going to realize it? Are they going to realize what I need them to realize? So it starts with survival. They're in the wilderness, okay? Moses is the prophet telling them what God wants. They're relying on manna, and everything is totally them having to be dependent on God. Okay? And that's many, obviously 40 years. When they reach the promised land, again, it's still not Eden. But it's called the promised land. God's giving them the land. And now, I don't know why AI spelled it that way. It's spelled wrong. They have a responsibility now. They have to steward the land. They have to set up a just society. Okay? They have to do all this while God waits to see, are they going to forget? Are they? And they did. Oh, everybody does. So survival, which I was just at, is the wilderness. God provides the basics because the people are helpless. This stage is the will I live stage. Then you're here at the stewardship. This is the promised land. God provides resources and the people are given the keys. The focus is, can I manage this? With the hope that people will get to this stage. And as you can see, they put down they stop trying to steward the land. They stop all of it and they surrender. Most don't get to this phase though. They usually only get to this phase once they end up being disobedient and falling back into captivity. Okay? But ultimately, your whole freedom and independence thing, you don't even understand. So this is what God has been looking for. Watch this. Who am I going to see that's going to really do it, though? It's been 7,000 years. This stage is what you would call the altar. The people realize that even with the best resources, they cannot achieve true peace or righteousness on their own. The focus shifts to, I need God more than I need the land. So it shifts all three of those: survival, stewardship, surrender. Those three phases moves from God give me to God use me to finally God take me. And the reason being is because it's all about God's will. You ultimately, even and what happens, the dangerous thing that happens over and over again is man, even the 1700 Protestants that came here, God brought them here, yes, but they didn't, and they believed this was the New Jerusalem, and they were right, not realizing that you're not going to create it. Your job is to, yes, steward it, set up your governments with the hope that God will see this. This is what he wants to see. Because then there's the reward for surrender. Why is there a reward? I know it seems crazy, right? And I'm just this image is basically the sky opens and a radiant, comforting, golden light descends to touch the people. The people are no longer just kneeling in the dirt. They are being lifted up by an invisible, gentle force. The dry, cracked earth is instantly transformed into a vibrant meadow with blooming flowers and flowing crystal water, where the light touches the water. The people's faces show an expression of ultimate peace and joy, as if a heavy weight has been removed. The scene represents divine restoration and a partnership where God provides the strength they lack. Restoration and divine partnership. When people surrender their autonomy, the weight of having to be perfect or self-sufficient is lifted. The image shows God not as a ruler demanding tribute, but as the strength that carries the people. True freedom. True freedom. The irony is a classic spiritual paradox. By surrendering their freedom, the people actually find true freedom. They are no longer slaves to their own limitations, fears, or constant need to survive. So basically, in the desert, in the survival phase, they're learning to trust God for their basic needs. Once they reach the promised land, it's about how they will handle abundance, power, and choice. How have we handled it? Which means God is watching. That's why he's always testing. How are you handling the poor? Look at how many billionaires we have. Do you know? Because I think Beyonce just became a billionaire. Do you realize? Like, this is what God watches. And most, you'd have the left then say we need a wealth redistribution. No. It's what the ultimate thing nobody gets is that you will never, no matter how close it comes to what God wants, it's not what he wants. Because what he wants is surrender. For you to realize that even though you're screaming for your freedom and saying you demand it, God's saying, you're never going to have it. You're in the fallen world. When are my people going to realize this so that I can restore Eden? And I won't use the people to restore it. I know that's what every Christian believes, because God does use people. But in the final phase, no, he will show his great glory. He wants you to stop doing anything. So most people think God doesn't want to destroy free will. No, he doesn't. But that's their excuse for why, no, he wants us to do it. No, you just think he wants to destroy it. No, he wants you to give it up, though. Because you will never do it the way he can do it.